channel. Thank you for joining. And today we're going to be discussing Philip Rivers' decision to retire. Now that his season is over, he's had a little bit of time to think about it, and so he's decided that he wants to hang it up and coach high school football. One thing that I'll definitely say, he wasn't able to win a Super Bowl, but he was definitely one of the greatest competitors at the position year in and year out. Very consistent, playing 17 seasons in the NFL, 16 of which was with the Chargers. He was the 2013 NFL Comeback Player of the Year. And he led the league in passing touchdowns in 2008 and in passing yards in 2010. So he definitely had one heck of a career. He didn't do so well in the postseason with a 5-7 record, but a lot of that had to do with the competition that they faced. I mean, plenty of times he was matched up against Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, so some of the elite quarterbacks, over the last couple of decades. So it shows when you look at his postseason record. Overall, the man is fifth all time in career passing yards, fifth all time in passing touchdowns with 421, and 10th all time in fourth quarter comebacks. So he definitely was an electric player, one of the best trash talkers that you'd see in football. And he did it without having to really, I guess, demean his opponents. So he was definitely a class guy on and off the field. Never had to worry about Philip Rivers getting in trouble off the field. That's for sure. And he kept the Chargers competitive, and brought the Colts to the playoffs. Although they had played Buffalo very well, they fell short and was unable to fulfill, their hopes of being able to get him a Super Bowl. But definitely, he showed that the Chargers, letting him go, that he wasn't done. So yeah, it's interesting to me how his career got started, where he was in the 2004 NFL draft class. Obviously, Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger were in that class as well. Eli, for whatever reason, was not too keen on playing for the then San Diego Chargers, now LA Chargers, and so they ended up swapping both Philip Rivers and Eli Manning, which, I mean, it worked out for both guys. I mean, Eli, he got him a Super Bowl for the Giants. Philip Rivers, he's had one heck of a career. I know the debate's going to be going on about whether or not Philip Rivers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. In my opinion, the stats don't lie. I believe that he is a Hall of Famer. I mean, come on now. Everybody can't win a Super Bowl. It just wouldn't feel great if everybody did. I mean, it would just devalue it. In my opinion, I feel that he's had the better career, just from purely comparing him and Eli Manning. I think Ben Roethlisberger had the best of the three. And so if I was taking the quarterback of the three, I would have taken Ben Roethlisberger, but Philip Rivers would have been a close second. If he'd had more success in the postseason, he could have been number one for me. But that's a whole different debate right there, which I'm sure that we'll have plenty of time during the summer to debate that. But obviously, Philip Rivers, he's tremendous, done a lot of great things, and so the Colts are definitely going to miss him. I know they were hoping that he would come back for a second season, but it looks like he knows when to walk away. So congrats to him for being able to walk away on his own terms. And so now the real question that the Indianapolis Colts are going to have to be faced with, who's going to replace Philip Rivers? I put together a list of 5 quarterbacks that I think makes sense. Just given where the Colts are going to be selecting in the draft, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to get a rookie that's going to come in and start day one. So even if they do draft a rookie quarterback, they're going to be looking for a veteran to come in and just fill the bridge until the rookie is able to get caught up to speed. As your Trevor Lawrence, obviously, will probably be with the Jaguars, most likely, unless something tragic happens there. Who knows? Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, I expect for them to be off the board by the time the Colts are picking. So therefore, these are probably most realistically going to be the Colts options. Carson Wentz, he makes a lot of sense just due to the connection that him and the coach, Frank Wright, has. I do feel that given you know the status that he has with the Eagles, he clearly wasn't happy there. Who knows who the next head coach is going to be? The direction that they want to take. And so if the Colts, come with the right offer and they're willing to take on that contract, I mean, that would make the most sense of all these quarterbacks on the board, just due to the familiarity and the success that they had together. And Carson Wentz is still young enough to where you can build around him. That being said, if you want to take the cheaper option, you could always try to reach out and see Nick Foles. It wouldn't take too much, I believe, to get him from the Chicago Bears. And who knows? I mean, maybe Frank would be able to turn back the hands of time and help him out as well. So that would also be an interesting thing, but I don't think that's the one that the Colts really want to see. Matthew Stafford, given his situation in Detroit, if they do decide to move on from him, if I'm at Stafford, this job would definitely be something that I would want to go into. I feel that the organization as a whole would definitely be an upgrade from the Detroit Lions. No offense, Lion fans, but the Colts have definitely been more consistent over the years, and it would provide them an opportunity to compete for the playoffs. And I feel that, given his arm talent, he could be potentially an upgrade from a Phillip Rivers from that standpoint. He doesn't have the durability that comes with a Phillip Rivers. That is a concern, but he's still tough with play through injuries. And so this would be great for someone like a Matt Stafford. Um, Now Ryan Fitzpatrick may be someone that the Colts, if they watch any of the Dolphins games, they may be interested in seeing, what he could bring to the table for them. If he's able to be consistent and pick up where he left off at, this would definitely be something that would be great. Even if you drafted a rookie quarterback, he'd be able to coexist with that rookie. There wouldn't be any issues there. He's a great locker room guy. People love him, respect him. So he definitely would be someone that you can bring in and not have to break the bank for. So that would definitely be something that they would want to consider. And then Sam Darnold, the Jets, who knows what they're going to be looking to do this year. I think that they should hold on to Sam Darnold just because, if you draft another quarterback, you don't really know what you're going to get for sure with them, and you don't have the talent around them to really help them to be their best. So you're probably best sticking with Sam Darnold and just trading down and stocking up on draft picks, or either taking an O lineman early in that draft. But we'll see what they look to do. But if they are looking to draft another quarterback and they've given up on Sam Darnold, sometimes you need to be in a different situation so you can just go ahead, different coaches, different scheme that play to your skill sets, have players around you. It worked out for Ryan Tannehill. And so, maybe it could work out for Sam Darnold. Everybody who leaves Adam Gase, what can I say? Your career improves just by him leaving. So maybe that would be something that the coach will look into. So definitely many ways that they can take this, but I definitely expect that these are going to be some of the names that you hear swirling around the Indianapolis Colts once we start to hit that free agency mark. So yeah, definitely. It's great to be able to discuss Phillip Rivers and just everything that he's meant to the game over the years. I know that he had so much to overcome when it came to just in general back when you go back to Phillip Rivers and the Drew Brees days, when they drafted him and he sat behind Drew in the first about 2 years of his career, I remember Marty Schottenheimer being fired after going like 15-1 with the Chargers. They lost to the Patriots in the playoffs. And so they were tasked with a tough decision. Do they stick with Drew Brees, who at that point was coming into his zone, or do they turn it over to Phillip Rivers, who they knew what they had, on the bench and the competitor that he was? And so there were some disagreements, but ultimately they went with Phillip Rivers, and I think it worked out for them. 16 years, with the organization, he's shown that he can play at the highest of levels. Great competitor, and so you really can't argue with the results that you got from a Phillip Rivers. And then obviously Drew Brees was coming off of a injury when the Saints picked him up, and so you didn't know how that was going to play out. So Phillip Rivers he did a great job, given the circumstances, and he was a class guy about it. So definitely had a great career and what I believe is a Hall of Fame career. I know that that's something that a lot of people are going to speculate on, but I definitely feel that he's a Hall of Famer, and so definitely been a pleasure to watch him over the years. So thank you for tuning in for the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Um, Remember to stay tuned. Definitely going to be dropping another video sometime soon to tell you my picks for both the AFC and the NFC championship games and who I think is going to win. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that. And other than that, it's been great. And I look forward to having you guys join me next time.